Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. I am a career coach in addition to a midlife woman trying to figure life out. So this channel is designed to talk to you about more in midlife, but this part is an episode of my podcast called Your Career, Your Life, which I've had for over 2 years now, and I am just bringing it to video. So you can also listen to this on Apple, Spotify, most of the places that you listen to your podcasts on. So this week, what are we talking about? We are talking about burnout. So burnout is a feeling that I think many people are familiar with. But what I want to talk to you about today is, what if it's not burnout? So you know that sense you get on like a Sunday night, that heaviness, that dread for the week ahead. Some people call it the Sunday scaries. And sometimes it doesn't just come on Sunday. Sometimes it lasts every day or most days of the week. It can creep up on you in the middle of the night. It has many, many ways to sneak up on you. So most of us assume that this is burnout a lot of times when we have this feeling. And sometimes it is. But that is not always the case. And I think either way, it's a signal that something needs to change. So here are a few common signs of burnout. So you might be suffering with just exhaustion, even when you've had rest. You might find yourself getting short with your loved ones, snapping at them at home, like your temper's really short, your patience is gone. And you might struggle to focus on the things you're trying to do. Now, I feel like I just defined like a lot of different things, right? This can happen to us in perimenopause, menopause, all these things overlap with other issues, right? So I think that's also part of why it's important to really kind of really reflect on what it's coming from and how you can fix it, because nobody wants to stay in that place all the time. So how do you know when it's something else, right? And I will add here that when you're struggling with all of these things, whether it's burnout or not, it takes a toll not just on you mentally, socially with family and friends, but also physically. You can have severe health consequences when you carry this weight, this stress constantly because of your work. Here are some signs that may indicate that it's more of like a career misalignment, mismatch, or that you've kind of maybe quote unquote outgrown your career, meaning it just doesn't fit you anymore. Because, you know, we change as people as we age and our interests change. And sometimes we find ourselves no longer interested in what we've been doing for the past 10, 15 plus years. And that's okay. So you might start to question your purpose or your value in your role. You might feel like your work is meaningless. I get that a lot. Women will say, I want to do work that feels meaningful, like it's fulfilling and also impacts people other than just myself. I've even had people explain their jobs as they feel like they're just doing email work, like that's all they do. And they're tired of their life consisting of checking and sending emails. You lose excitement in projects that you once used to have. And that Sunday dread, Sunday scaries is more of a constant. It's not something that kind of ebbs and flows. It's just always kind of lingering overhead. So think about it like this. Burnout can often be resolved with rest or implementing boundaries in the workplace that maybe got a little blurry. But this like misalignment, mismatch of your career tends to just kind of stick around, even when you've done all the right things for self-care. That's what you want to call it. So why does this matter? I mean, if you keep ignoring this, you can stay stuck and miserable for years. And like I said, it could take a toll on your health. And who wants that, right? It is, let me just give you like personal stories. If you've listened to this podcast for any length of time, or even watched the first couple of YouTube videos I've made that aren't part of the podcast, you know that I started as a teacher, then I became a nurse, and then I became a coach. And I don't think in any of those I would say I was burnt out. those are common careers for sure for people to get burnt out in. But I don't think I was there. It was more, well, when I left teaching, I really wanted to be a nurse. It was just like something that wouldn't stop nagging my brain. So I went for it. Nursing, I don't really think it was burnout. I think it was more of the mismatch of it was good while it was. And then I just was like, okay, I think I'm ready for something else. There's something else that I am meant to do in my lifetime. And I can't imagine right now if I had stayed in my last like nursing job as a case manager, which wasn't a super challenge. It wasn't a terribly, it wasn't like a really hard job in the realm of nursing. And so I think it'd be really easy for somebody to get comfortable there and just stick around even in their discomfort, right? So I can't imagine if I had just decided to be complacent and just take the easy way. I think I would be so miserable right now. I'm trying to think of a better way to put it, but just feeling like every day was the same. No day had, well, some days would have challenges for sure, but like mostly just no, not inspiring. And I can't imagine staying in work that did not inspire me. So the feelings you're having about work, your job, your career, they're important to decipher because it's information. It's your brain, your body, whatever, trying to tell you something. And it's important for you to listen to it and to figure out what it's trying to tell you and trying to decide what needs to change. Is it your career or is it burnout? Is it that you need better boundaries? Maybe you just need a new workplace, a new boss, new coworkers. Sometimes we can just be in toxic situations we need to get out of. So what I want to say to you is don't panic. If you've discovered, okay, yeah, Megan, it's a career mismatch. Like I need to change. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow. You don't have to quit your job now. You can take steps in order to move forward and to get out of your current career and into a new one. And I actually created a guide that I will link in the show notes that is a guide called What If It's Not Burnout? And so it'll help you kind of go through some of the things we talked about today. And I think it kind of has even more depth to it, more questions to ask yourself in order to figure out what your situation is and to help guide you towards your solution. It's not something that's going to take you very long. You're probably, when I get guides like that, I print them. I love writing. It just, to me, it works a different part of your brain than just reading and thinking or even typing. I print it out and go through it. It's not going to take you probably more than 30 minutes. It could be even less, just depends on how much you want to write and how deeply you reflect. So get that guide. Also know that I'm always here to talk. I have discovery calls that I link in the show notes as well. And as always, I will be back next week when we're going to talk about quitting. So I feel like this month's topics have really gone hand in hand with overwhelm, burnout, and now we're going to talk about quitting. All right. I will see you next week. Bye.